Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Orks. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so in this video we're going to be breaking down the Orks Battle Force. We're going to take a look at the value inside compared to MSRP. We're going to take a look at the total amount of points for the Battle Force. We're also going to be breaking down the Orks Combat Patrol, looking at the value and the points as well. And then we're going to go ahead and put together a nice 2,000 points army using some of these box sets. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Orks. So here we have the Ork Battle Force. So we have Mozrog Skragbad, $60 for him. He also has the alternative build. Then we have our Squighog Boyz for $65. That is going to include our Bomb Squig as well as our Smash a Squig. And then of course we have our Painboss for $40 and his little grot buddy. We have the Beast Snagga Boyz, 10 of them for $60. And then we have our Kill Rig for $140. If we total that all up, it comes out to $365. And we know Games Workshop is pricing these box sets at $230. So if we just take a look at the MSRP of all the individual items and compare it to the MSRP of the box set, it gives us a 37% savings, which is very, very good. Typically, Games Workshop will offer around 30 to 35%. So it's very rare that we see savings better than we do in this box set. So for value, this set is a 10 out of 10. It is great. But value is not the only thing that matters, so let's take a look at the points of this box set as well. So if we take Mozrog Skragbad, 195 points. We've got our Squighog Boyz, 170 points, and again, that's going to include the Beast Boss on Smash a Squig. And then we have our Painboss for 60 points, and then of course we have the Beast Snagga Boyz for 105 points, and then our Kill Rig is going to run 200 points. And that's going to give us a total for the Orks Christmas Battleforce of 730 points. So it's a better part of the way to 1,000 points and really on track for the 2,000 point army. No problem with this box set. So based on the actual composition, based on the actual points and discount, I would say this is a really, really nice box. But let's take a look at the Combat Patrol for some comparison. Alright, so let's take a look at the Orks Combat Patrol. So right off the bat, we have the Ork War Boss in Mega Armor. He is $40. And then we have 2 units of the new boys for $55 a piece. We have 1 Def Dread for $60. And then of course we have our 3 Def Coptas for $65 as well. And that's going to give us a total of $275 in value in this box set. And that's the individual MSRP prices. And then we know the box set for Combat Patrols are $160 MSRP. So if we compare the MSRP, if we purchase all these individual kits to that of the box set, we're going to get a 42% discount. So you would say 42% if you buy the Combat Patrol, as opposed to if you just purchase the individual units that make up the Combat Patrol. So again, a very, very good discount. Typically, again, on these Combat Patrols, we're going to see around 30 to 35% discount. With stuff like the new Space Marine Combat Patrol, there's almost a no discount at all. So for the Orks to have a 42% discount on their Combat Patrol is absolutely stellar. This is a really nice box set. You get a bunch of minis, you get a bunch of value, and it's massive savings over MSRP. So what about points wise? What do we get inside the Combat Patrol? Alright, so now if we take our Combat Patrol points, the Mega War Boss is 80 points. The 2 squads of Ork Boys are 85 points per squad. The Def Dread is 130 points, and then the Def Coptas come out to 100 points. So that is going to give us a total of 480 points in Orks. So a decent chunk of points, a nice amount of models, some great sculpts, and really good savings over MSRP. What if we were going to go for a 2,000 point army? What route would we take? Alright, so if I was going to go for a 2,000 point army, and I definitely wasn't opposed to the Beast Snagga theme, obviously a lot of the newer models and some super cool stuff, this is the route I would take. I would go with 2 of the Battle Forces, 730 points each. And then I would toss in 1 of the Combat Patrols for 480 points. That would give us 1,940 points. And by the time we pick 3 enhancements, that's going to put us at 2,000 points. Now that's going to be almost exactly, so you may want to add in a little something different and give yourself some options. You also have options on how you want to build the Kill Rig. Obviously, you can only take 1 of the unique character. So you're going to have to build your second one as a Beast Boss on Squigosaur. But overall, this is going to give you a nice army. It's definitely a little bit themed towards like the Beast Snaggas, which in my opinion is really cool. You're still going to have some of the traditional Orks, as well as the Def Copta and Def Dread, but this is going to give you a really nice setup. 2,000 points, pretty much as cheap as you're going to get them. You're going to have a nice model count, lots of savings, and actually this is going to be a really fun army. And unlike many of the other factions, Not only is Orcs one of the 6 for 40k that got a box set this year, but that box set is really, really good. And then on top of that, the Combat Patrol is really good as well. So basically the setup for Orcs is about as good as it gets. And if we were just going to buy all the individual kits from these 3 box sets at full MSRP, it would cost over $1,000. But if we picked up these 3 box sets from someone like CMO Games for that 15% discount, it would only run us a total of $527. So a stark contrast of paying over $1,000 at MSRP to purchase the individual units. We're basically getting a 50% discount by picking up these box sets. And once you have a solid core of Orcs, not only do you have a bunch of bodies, you have some nice vehicles, some armor, a little bit of shooting, a lot of combat, but there's still a massive amount of Orc range that would be untapped if you picked up these 3 box sets. So you could basically add in anything you wanted along the way. And while typically when you're buying these box sets, you're not going to have the most competitive army, it doesn't mean that you're not going to win games and not going to have fun. And in the end, collecting, painting, and playing is all about having fun. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. So I gotta say, I absolutely love the Christmas Battleforce for the Orcs this year. And then on top of that, the Combat Patrol is awesome as well. And as if the awesome composition wasn't already enough, there's massive savings inside these boxes as well. So I definitely think of all the winners when we look at the battle forces and also the combat patrols. If Orcs aren't number 1, they're definitely near the top. So let me know what you think down below. Do you think this is the way to go? Would you rather double down on the combat patrols and only do 1 of the battle force boxes? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. If you're currently an Orc player or thinking about playing Orcs, let me know what other units you feel like you would want to add in or you wish were in these box sets. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. Make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. And if you did enjoy today's video, if you got anything out of it, if you appreciate me crunching the math for you, please make sure to like and subscribe as it really helps out the channel. It takes a lot of work to do these type of videos. So clicking the like or leaving a comment is more important than ever. So yeah, that is our breakdown of the Orcs. We've got our value, we've got our points, and then we've got a 2,000 point army. So that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And if you listen very, very carefully, in the distance, you can almost hear a wall starting to build. And I'm out of here.